Hi everybody, I'm over at my partner's parents' house and I didn't just wake up. I woke up like 2 hours ago and I've been watching Instagram stories. But, I suddenly remembered I used to be this person that used to wake up before everybody else. Well, I still do that. But what I used to do when I woke up was take a walk. Like, get those steps in, like early in the day, and then I would lose weight, you know. So I thought, well, maybe I do that again. I would also think about my diet. Yesterday, I ate cookies. Quite a lot of them. Also, does my hat scrunch my face together, or is it just... I think it's just scrunchy like that. Like, I'm getting old. So... But there was this, I don't know what to say that it was. Like, it was not a baptism of a baby. It was like they called it a blessing. So they blessed the child, and we had cookies. A lot of cookies. Like, her mother, it was my partner's sister's baby, and my partner's sister, she said, here's some cookies, and I was like, did you make all these? Because there was a whole big table full of cookies of different kinds, and it was good cookies with fillings and fruits. And I was like, did you make all these? And she said, yeah, with a friend. And I was like, you have to have been at it like the whole week then. And she said, yeah. So I really appreciated those cookies. But a second on the lips and so on, but it's fine. You gotta enjoy yourself. There was this one cookie. First, I had a cookie with rhubarb, I think it's called in English, and it was amazing. And I told her, these are really good. But then there was this other cookie. It was like, the cookie itself was like a little bowl made out of cocoa. No, not cocoa. Coconut thing. The cocoa. I don't know. Not chocolate. Cocoa. Coconuts. Anyway, so, and in the middle, most of them had vanilla cream. I don't like vanilla creams. I didn't take those. But a few of them had this greenish paste, and I was like, that looks like it may be rhubarb jam. That would be nice. And I took one, and it had also two blueberries and a raspberry on it. And when I took the raspberry and the rhubarb thing in my mouth, I was like, how do these things go so well together, and how didn't I know? How did I not know how well these go together? I need to do something about this. I wish I had some land. I would grow raspberries, but I wouldn't have any raspberries. We have to buy raspberries because my daughter would eat all of them. So, but that's fine. That's a happy childhood, isn't it? I ate a lot of raspberries when I was growing up. My grandmother, she had like a field of, not a big field, but a sizable one of strawberries, and then next to that was raspberries. And as a kid, you can just go in between the raspberry lines and you wouldn't be seen because they were taller than you are. So that was a really good time I had. Like, every summer, me and my sister, we would sneak. We weren't allowed, to eat all the raspberries, So we would just sneak, and really we wanted the strawberries. We couldn't get those because they would see us from the house. So we just sneakily sneak. And we would just hide in the bushes of the raspberries and we just pick them and eat them. Yeah, happy times. And my sister, she got really confused about raspberries and lingonberries. She kept mixing them up word-wise. And she was really stubborn about it. My dad was like, "What is this?" And she go, "Lingon." No, it's hallon. You can see how she got confused because these Swedish words are not that different. It's lingon and hallon. So I guess the Vikings didn't have raspberries because one linguist that I used to watch on TV, he said that words that we had in the Viking era, they were trading, like they were going by boat over to England and they were trading, and so common words they used, they would like sort of come up with them together. And so for instance, knife is really similar to the English knife, but in Swedish it's kniv, and you know that's where the K come from because we actually say the K. So we say kniv and you say knife, and it's quite similar. But like for instance, fork, I guess they didn't have those because we say gaffel. So that was the example that he used. So I guess they didn't have raspberries, but they did have lingonberries, apparently. But they added the berries on top because when we just go lingon, they didn't know what it was. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm supposing that we had lingonberries back then, but no raspberries. Poor little Viking children not having raspberries. Or maybe they couldn't bring raspberries over the sea because they don't hold up very well, but lingon does. If you dry them, you can keep them for years. Like same with blueberries. Blåbär. And so like I saw in a museum where the Sápmi people, how they stored those berries. It's a good supplement in winter to get vitamin C because you can't get much of that if you're just living on what is growing around you. So you need to save them up. And yeah, I'm fascinated by these kinds of things, like the origins of things. I hated history in school. I thought it was the most dumb subject. It was just kings and year. You had to know what year this king did that, and I couldn't care less, you know. And the history books were like, and then in 1879, the king, blue hair, walked across there with his army, and I was like, okay, why? I don't understand. I don't care. You know, why wasn't it? Why was it written like Pulp Fiction? Why wasn't it written more like Game of Thrones? You know what I'm saying? Because it was like they divided it up like in different kings in different countries, and they just said what they did at different times. And I was like, who cares what year he did that? Who cares? And then it was on the test and I had it wrong because I didn't even know what century it was in because I didn't care. But I later figured out, like after school, I went to this extra class to get my grades up to actually be allowed in the university. I needed history to be able to study computer science. That makes sense. Anyway, so it was there where I figured out, like, I was like, hang on. there seems to be a correlation here. This is the same year as way over here in the book. Maybe they have some kind of, correlation. So, or even causation. So I started like writing every year that I could find, every date on a line. And I don't think it would have helped if I just got the line written down, because previous teachers had done that, and I just looked at it and it was just numbers and data, and I didn't care. But when I had to make the line myself, then I started like, okay, now we're gonna jot this event in here. Where on the line is it going? All right. Oh, so the invasion by this king comes right after that other king said something nasty about his mother or something, So it had a causation. Why wasn't that in the book? Why didn't it say when he heard about that he got mad? Why wasn't it divided in eras instead of kings? Like, it's mental. Why would you do that? Like, I was so upset when I figured this out, that you could have just had a cohesive, interesting story written down in a book, like all the events in order. But instead they decided, no, we're gonna do France now. Now we're gonna do Germany. And I'm like, why? So stupid. Well, anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. I was just starting this video to say that I'm trying to reclaim morning walks. And that may mean, because I have most time to do that on weekends, that I may stream later on Saturdays and Sundays when I decide to do that. I might not even do it. But in like 4 weeks or something, I'm gonna have a vacation for 4 weeks, and during that time, at some point, I need to figure out when this is, but we're going to France and Paris and Paris, and but all the other days I might take some days to stream in the mornings. We'll see what I do. Maybe I just take time off of everything, but it's a vacation from my work. So it is this a road I can walk? I think it's someone's. I think it's private, but new road. Need to walk it. Anyway. I forgot the end of that sentence, but I hope you understand what I'm saying anyway. So I'm gonna stop now and focus on my walk. And until next time, have a super duper time and stay safe and take care. Bye bye.